So today I received a message from one of my followers on YouTube. This man sent it on my Instagram page, and I want to share this message with you guys. He said, "Hi Taiwo, I've been watching your YouTube channel for a while. Thanks for the information. It has really taught me a lot. I'm interested in going into truck industry and truck driving industry also. My wife is a student in Canada, and I'm coming with an open work permit. So please, I would like to know what is the pathway through trade industry to permanent resident." My name is Taiwo, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time watching me, don't forget to click on the like and the subscribe button. So how was your weekend? My weekend is great here. I'm fine. No, I'm good. So now it's winter, so everybody now is getting cold. Even currently, right now, it's snowing outside. Let's say I do read every messages I receive on my YouTube, also on my Instagram. One of the fastest ways to reach me is by Instagram or even YouTube. Drop a comment, drop a message for me on Instagram. Definitely, I'll see your message. No matter how busy I am, I'll definitely, at the end of the day, I do read every message I receive on my Instagram, also on my YouTube. Don't just say hi, drop your question, and definitely I will reply to your question. So yeah, thank you, sir, for the message. I really appreciate, you sending me messages and you asking me for assistance on how to go about it. So now, for those of us that doesn't know, like open work permits are for individual that are for spouse of a student in Canada. Now, like a few years ago, anybody can just come in. Your spouse can come in as a student, to study diploma, to study BSc and even any course. Then you'll be issued an open work permit. But now, there have been a lot of changes about this route, and I think it's only some set of courses, some set of discipline that can apply an open work permit. So if you apply for a master's in Canada, then your spouse can apply for the open work permit. So that is the spousal open work permit. So we have other open work permit also, but that about the spousal open work permit. So now this man said he's coming to Canada and he wants to go into trade industry, and he's thinking on how to become a permanent. So the goal is just to become a permanent resident. You don't want to become a temporary resident, whereby we don't even know what is going on in this country. Rules are changing, they are just changing everything, and you don't know, like tomorrow they can just cancel everything. So the best way to think is, as soon as I land, how can I become a permanent resident? Number one, thank you that you already know where you're going. It is always better for you to know where you're going. Like, okay, you want to come here, then straight up become a truck driver. It is very easy to become a truck driver in Canada. Depending on the province that you be, like every province has their rules and regulations concerning truck driving and the fee that you pay, as a truck driver in Canada. But I'm going to talk about Alberta and Ontario. I don't really know much about Ontario, but I'm in Alberta, and I can say much about how things are concerning truck driving in Alberta, but I know little about Ontario. So if you're coming to, let's say you're coming to Alberta to become a truck driver in this country, you need close to $10,000 to become a truck driver in Alberta. So you need to go to school, attend some classroom studies, then you have to go for the test. So everything, in short, you spend roughly from $5,000 to $10,000, depending on the institution that you attend. Where there are some private, driving school, there are some government-owned, there are some, colleges that also you can attend to become a truck driver. So that is that about. So budget between like $5,000 to $10,000 if you're coming to Alberta. But if you are in Ontario, it is much lesser. So now for Ontario is a little bit different, and they only required 103 hours of practical training. So You can start now and you go for your training, and as soon as you clock 103 hours so of training with your, any school that you apply, that you use, then you can apply for your, class one. So I think they call it maybe G1 in Ontario, but in Alberta here we call it class one. So it is better, and it's also cheaper in Ontario. Like, there are so many private colleges you can attend. So try as much as possible to be careful of all those fraudulent colleges, because right now they are currently tracking some colleges that are, doing some underground training for class one. Instead of doing the full 103, they'll just tell you to do some 1 or 2 or 5 days training, and they will add some 1 or 2 commas, do some fraudulent documentation for you. Then you use that to get your class one. So that has been going on for a while, but right now there was this investigation that happened last month, and the government now is cracking down on all these fraudulent colleges that does those kind of a thing. Like, so now do all those fraudulent documentation for people to go and apply for. So they will only teach you for 1 week, and they will collect maybe like 3,000 or 4,000 from you. Then give you some fraudulent documentation that, you have been trained for 103 hours, so go and apply for your class one. So the government is tracking down on all those colleges now, on all those private colleges. So you just have to be careful if you are in Ontario. But in Alberta here, you spend you need close to $5,000 to $10,000, depending on where you are. If you are in Calgary, Edmonton, it will be cheaper. But if you are in let's say Fort McMurray or any other rural cities in Alberta, rural communities, then it will be expensive, because you can only attend all those colleges to do the training, and it's always expensive in the college. So, and after you have your class one, then the next thing is just to have 6 months experience. As soon as you have 6 months experience in Canada, then you can apply for the Canada Experience class. So that is for your PR. Get your truck driving is one of the fastest way to get a permanent resident in Canada. So, like, even if you check most of the past CRS scores for truck drivers in Canada, you see that it is one of the lowest in Canada, and after that is the trade industry. Truck driver CRS scores is very, very, very low. Also, the trade CRS scores is also very low. So in Canada, so now, like, it's one of those. I checked on the past CRS scores for truck driving, and I was like, wow, this is why so many people become permanent residents through truck driving. They will just get their license, they will apply after working for 6 months, they will apply for Canada Experience class. So as soon as you clock in 1 year experience, 1 year experience in Canada, then there's high chance that you can become a permanent resident, because within 1 year, no matter what, there will be a draw for a truck driver. Then you will be choose. So, and that is very, very, very sure. Like, it is very guaranteed that within 1 year, there will definitely be 1 or 2 draws for truck drivers, and you have very high chance of being picked, because it's one of those industry that is very lucrative, that the government prioritize in this country. Like, hey, like, they don't joke with them, so you have a very, very high chance of being picked. And another thing is to monitor is the province that you are. If you are in Alberta, so Alberta has the AAIP, the Alberta Advantage Immigration Pathway. You can also apply for that. So one of the fastest way to become a permanent resident in Canada is through provisional nomination. So that is it. Also, Ontario also has that, and other provinces also, they have their own way, own pathway for truck drivers and for provisional nominations also in Canada. So any province that you land in Canada, any province, anywhere you find yourself, check on their provisional nomination, check on what the province has to offer. Your province that you have, the first place you landed, you determine your future in Canada. Some provinces are very harsh to truck drivers. They don't care. They don't need them. So they like, for example, now talking of like Manitoba. So a few years back, Manitoba is very friendly with people, especially in terms of PNP. They give out PNP to truck drivers, to everybody. They invite so many people. But right now, they have reduced their provisional nomination. So, and like they hardly do PNP anymore in Manitoba. Maybe just once in a while. So I'm not saying it's not a good province, but you have to check on the province that you are, the province that you'll be working. Where you stay will determine the future, will determine your pathway to permanent residence in Canada. If you're in Alberta, Alberta is still friendly to truck driver. If you're in Ontario, you are in like New Brunswick here. Those provinces are still friendly to truck drivers. If you are in Yukon, they are still friendly to truck drivers. But some other provinces are not. They have been like, because of this issue of too many immigrants and every other thing, so they have reduced. Some provinces even have stopped provisional nominations, so that they stop giving out draws, they stop giving out PNP to immigrants in their province. So check where you're going. Your province will determine the future in Canada. And yeah, I think that is all about that for now. So for me, first of all, try as much as possible to get your Class 5 license. After getting your Class 5, get your Class 1 license. That is for your truck driving license. Then have at least minimum of 6 months experience in that province in Canada. So as a truck driver, at least minimum of 6 months. Then apply for Canada Experience Class and also apply for the provisional nomination in your province, in any province that you find yourself. And that is that about that. So if you have any question, you have anything to ask me, just to go ahead and drop it in the comment below. You can also reach me on Instagram. So yeah, go ahead and send me a text. I always read all my texts, all my messages. So yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.